And welcome into another special edition Blue Streaks Halftime Show interview. I'm your sports director, Logan Petoskey, and joining us in studio is a very special guest. He's a graduate transfer on the John Carroll men's basketball team. It's my pleasure to introduce guard Jerry Higgins III. Jerry, thanks so much for stopping in.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So right before we talk about how you're doing at John Carroll right now, just want to go back to your previous collegiate experience. So you ended up playing at the Citadel. It's a Division I military school in South Carolina for your first 4 years of college. Now you're in that graduate level of college now and made the transfer to John Carroll. Why did you decide on JCU?
There was a lot of things that made me decide on going to John Carroll. Initially, I came and did research here over the course of the summer of 2021, and I got linked up with Dr. Johnson, and she kind of told me about a program that they have for graduate students that was free and provided great research experience, classroom experience, as well as things that could enhance me to get into medical school. And so I knew later on down the line that I would have 2 more years left to play basketball, and it kind of just worked out to where I was coming back home and I was able to get an education as well as, be close to my family.
And you talk about that research when you came here. That's in the John Carroll biology department, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, correct.
So it sounds like the academic and the basketball aspect, they kind of all got tied together and for like a perfect fit.
Yes, yeah, it's a great deal.
That's certainly great to hear. So I want to go back a little further, too, because you are from the Northeast Ohio area, grew up in Wickliffe, played high school at Villa Angela St. Joseph, and what a successful career. 2-time first-team All-Ohio, 2-time state champion. You graduated at the time as the second winningest player in Ohio history. How did this career prepare you for the collegiate level?
That career at St. Joe's prepared me astronomically. I mean, playing with high-level players every day in and out. I believe I played with 5 or 6 other Division I players that came through the program, as well as having a high-level coach with Babe Kwasniak. It didn't feel like an actual high school experience. It felt like I was already getting prepped for college. And with that experience behind me and going into college made everything such a smooth transition.
And I know you are kind of talking about some of the players you played with. Just because you played here in Northeast Ohio, I couldn't help but think of some of the players you played against, which are actually some of the players that are on John Carroll with you right now. How cool is it to now be on a team at the collegiate level with so many of your fellow players here from Northeast Ohio?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Me being an older guy on the team, I remember playing them, and whether it was me being a senior and them being either Chacon was a freshman and Luca and Frage were sophomores. They were younger, and now seeing how much they've grown since then and playing with them, I'm just glad I'm able to, pass off a little of my knowledge from playing a little bit longer, and now that we're all teammates, we can all just kind of bind it together.
And that bonding has certainly translated well this season. One of the best seasons in recent memory for John Carroll men's basketball. Team right now currently 22-4, finished 16-2 in OAC play in the regular season. You were co-regular season champions. But I know it was a bit of a setback in the conference semifinal, a tough loss to Marietta. But, this team, I've heard your coach describe you as a resilient team. So what does the team need to do to get back on track and make a run here in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I think it's just important that we bounce back from our last game. Came out really well defensively, probably one of our best defensive halves we had all season, and just fell short on energy in the second half. So better now than, on Friday. So I think we're going to grow a lot, and we're going to be a lot more hungrier than we were. And we know at this point in time it's win or go home, so we can't have any fallbacks. We have to be prepared, and we have to keep one foot in front of the other and just be ready to play.
And the stage certainly doesn't get bigger, but you guys certainly seem prepared to end up playing in this national tournament. Just want to talk about your season a little more specifically. So I know more so at the high school level, you were somebody who was the primary ball handler, scoring at least 20 points a contest, but you've been off the bench all 26 games this season, but getting about the same kind of minutes that the starters are on this team. You're averaging nearly 8 points per game and just over a steal, and you're also shooting 40% from downtown. What's been working well for you specifically?
Yeah, for me, I know that we have a lot of guys that can produce on the offensive side. And the way I play and the way I've always played with a lot of energy. And defensively, I've taken a role as to try to provide that for our team. And I've taken that role very seriously. And I believe that, that's where I can jumpstart wherever we are in the game. So whether it's at the beginning or in the middle, I know the defense that I bring to the court can help the other guys get going and get other guys to fast breaks, and so we can, have those highlight moments. And so I've been taking that very pridefully. And while it has been difficult taking a back seat as far as not being necessarily a primary ball handler, I've taken that role very well, and I've put a lot of work towards, my three-point shot to be open. So when, Frage, Chacon, and, Chase drive, then I'm ready to knock down that open shot to make their lives easier. So it's been a different role, but I've been taking it one day at a time and just trying to perfect it and do whatever I can to help my team.
Doing whatever you can to help the team, and that is a certainly great attitude to have on a team looking to make a deep postseason run. John Carroll men's basketball guard Jerry Higgins III is our guest on the Blue Streaks halftime show. You talked about that role of being that defender who can provide a spark, and just something I've noticed when you played throughout the season, you arguably just the hustle and the lateral quickness on your defense. I'll put it up against anybody that I've seen play over the past couple of years I've covered John Carroll basketball. Coach Moran, in an interview a little while back, he called you specifically the heart and soul of this team. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot to me because maybe statistically I may not, lead the team in all of the categories, but I know that vocally I have a role for this team. I know that, these guys look up to me, so I try not to have a bad day and let it carry on. So, and when other guys need to get going, I try to do that as well. So it's a lot more than just the stats and everything, and I think that means most to me.
And that's another great attitude to have. Not all about the stats. You're doing whatever it takes to help your team succeed. That is awesome. So we've talked plenty about your play on the basketball court. I do want to move off of it a little bit, get to know you a little bit better. So again, currently a graduate student here at John Carroll, and you're pursuing a master's degree in biology. We talked about that a little bit earlier. You're currently a graduate assistant in the John Carroll biology department. How has this been going for you?
It's been going pretty well. My days are pretty busy with, research, classes, and my GA-ship in the biology department, but they've done a really great job working with me and working with my schedule to make my life as easy as possible, even though it's a lot going on.
And expanding on that as well, you are in the later stages of your collegiate career here at John Carroll. Do you have any plans in mind for after your time at JCU is over? Yeah,
so I plan on going to medical school, and I ultimately want to be an orthopedic surgeon. So I'll be applying for medical school this upcoming summer.
Well, best of luck to you on that front. Hope everything goes well.
Thank you.
So that's more about your career path. But what do you enjoy doing when you're not on the basketball court?
Well, now I try to rest when I can. But like I said, I've been, 600 miles away from home the last 4 years, so spending time with my family has been a great deal of my time. I have a little 6-year-old brother that also enjoys coming to the games, and seeing him around and getting to mix with him around is good, as well as I also like to read a little bit, and my GA-ship takes a lot of time as my job in the biology department, and just spending time with the team, honestly, gelling. And I know it's later in the season, but we're still figuring everything out, and we're still getting closer and closer to each other each day. So just relaxing most of the time, though, honestly.
Family ties and brotherhood on and off the floor. Yep. That sounds great. So that's a little bit off the floor. Just going to kind of transition into our final segment here. Jerry, want to thank you once again for being here with us. It's my segment called Fast Favorites.
Okay.
So, it could be as fast as you want. It's just 5 categories. I've asked this in every interview I've done this year. You just give me your favorite in each one.
Okay, perfect.
All right, sounds good. Firstly, what is your favorite food?
Favorite food is probably pizza.
Favorite show?
Favorite TV show, I'm pretty basic, man. I'll probably go SportsCenter.
Hey, you're playing a sport, so perfectly relatable. I know you said you like to read, so do you have a favorite book in mind?
A book I'm currently reading is Atomic Habits right now.
Okay.
And so I just started it. It's a book about using habits over the course of a long time to help improve one's life. So,
okay. Very interesting. Favorite movie?
Favorite movie is the Taken series.
And there was no hesitation at all?
No hesitation.
Favorite music artist?
I would probably say my favorite music artist is Drake.
I think he's in the warm-up mix for you guys, right?
A good amount. He gets me going. So.
Well, there you go. And finally, your favorite all-time basketball player?
Favorite all-time basketball player, I would say, is by far Kobe Bryant. My favorite current basketball player is Damian Lillard.
And what a night Damian Lillard just had recently. 71 points, 13 three-pointers. maybe hoping that you guys can duplicate that success here in the NCAA tournament.
Yes. He's a fantastic player. I love his motor. I love his tenacity and how he plays and how he carries himself on and off the court.
And certainly seeing that type of play with you as well here for the John Carroll Blue Streaks. Jerry, that's just about all the time we have. Do want to thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck the rest of the way going forward.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for having me.
For sure. That was John Carroll guard Jerry Higgins III on the Blue Streaks Halftime Show, and coming up, the rest of today's coverage of John Carroll men's basketball's NCAA tournament matchup right here on your home for the Blue Streaks, WJCU 88.7.